As I stood before the mirror, preparing to brush my teeth before bed, a sense of unease crept over me. The dim light of the bathroom seemed to cast sinister shadows across the tiles. I gazed at my reflection, my tired eyes meeting their own reflection in the glass, but there was something off. In the corner of the mirror, a man dressed in black stood silently, his eyes fixated on me. My heart raced, and I stumbled backward, momentarily breaking the connection. I blinked, certain that it was just a trick of the light or a tired mind playing tricks. I cautiously looked back into the mirror, but the man was gone. I exhaled, trying to laugh off my own unease. After all, mirrors were known for their uncanny ability to distort reality. Perhaps I had been watching too many horror movies lately. I turned away from the mirror, deciding to ignore my unease. But as I reached for the faucet to rinse my mouth, a chilling whisper slithered through the air. "Don't turn your back on me." My heart raced and I spun around, but the bathroom was empty. I was alone. Days turned into nights, and yet the unsettling feeling persisted. Each time I caught a glimpse of the mirror, a sense of dread washed over me. I began to avoid looking into it altogether, opting to get ready in the hallway instead. But no matter where I turned, the presence of the man in black seemed to linger. My nights were plagued by strange dreams, visions of a dark figure shrouded in shadows whispering cryptic words. I found myself researching the history of my old house, desperate for answers. As it turned out, the house had a disturbing past. A murder had occurred within its walls decades ago. Could this be the same man haunting my mirror? One evening, I decided to confront the mirror head-on. I stood before it, my heart pounding, and stared into my reflection. Slowly, the man in black materialized in the corner. This time, his lips moved, forming words I could barely hear. "They never found me." Hidden in the walls. His voice trailed off, leaving me trembling. Determined to unveil the truth, I delved deeper into the history of the murder. Newspaper archives revealed a shocking story of betrayal and greed. The man in black had been a servant, wrongfully accused of theft by the wealthy family who owned the house. Fueled by anger and desperation, he had lashed out, ending the lives of all who lived there before vanishing without a trace. Armed with this knowledge, I sought out paranormal experts, hoping they could help me put an end to the haunting. They performed seances, set up cameras, and even attempted to communicate with the spirit. But with each attempt, the presence grew stronger, its whispers more urgent. One night, as I lay in bed, the whispers became almost unbearable. I rose from my bed, my heart racing, and followed the voices to the bathroom. As I stood before the mirror, I saw not just the man in black, but a whole scene playing out behind him. The room transformed before my eyes, revealing the mansion as it once was. The opulent furnishings, the grand staircase, the family that had lived there. The man in black turned to me, his eyes pleading. "Help me reveal the truth. Help me clear my name." I nodded, my fear mingling with empathy. The mirror's surface rippled like water, and suddenly I was pulled into the scene. I found myself standing in the past, surrounded by the opulence of the mansion. I watched as the events unfolded, the false accusations, the desperation of the servant, the brutal acts of revenge. As the truth unraveled, the mansion seemed to tremble, its walls echoing with the agony of the past. The man in black stepped forward, his features tormented. "You've seen it all now, you know the truth." With those words, the scene froze, and the mansion began to crumble around us. "Help me find peace," he implored, his voice fading as the world around me dissolved. I awoke in my own time, lying on the bathroom floor. The mirror was shattered, its glass in pieces. The room felt different, lighter, as if a weight had been lifted. As I stood up, I realized that the man in black was no longer present. It seemed that confronting the past had released his restless spirit. In the days that followed, the oppressive atmosphere in the house slowly lifted. The nightmares ceased, and the feeling of being watched evaporated. I took solace in the fact that I had helped bring closure to a tragic tale that had haunted the house for decades. As I moved on with my life, I couldn't help but glance at the repaired mirror from time to time. Though the man in black was gone, I knew I would never forget the haunting journey that had changed my perspective on reality, time, and the lingering echoes of the past.